Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RSN Wrestling Podcast. This is the mastermind, Sal, the guy that runs RSN, of course, in regards to the YouTube page and everything like that, our Facebook, and Co runs the Facebook page. With, of course, the other guy that we got here, the big guy, Rich Serene.
What's up,
How you
guys?
doing, Rich? How's it going, guys? And he's, of course, the other end of the RSN Facebook page. He goes and runs that also. We both co-run it. Along with our other guy, this guy runs the PWO, I heard, right? PWO, the big site. I'm trying to hear what the name is. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I can't forget his name. I'm trying to put the finger,
It's not Rick.
It's not Rick, no. Well, the name is RSN, right? So the person who has that last
Rich.
initial is N. Yep.
There's Sal.
Mastermind, yeah.
It's not Nate.
It's not Nate. Can't be Nate.
Oh.
Well, all I know is that this guy runs runs Pro Wrestling Opinion. 3 letters, PWO. Of course, that's one of the best sites.
And it's not NWO. It's not WWE.
Mind you, it's one of those sites where you can go on there and get in-depth, minute-by-minute coverage.
It's not just the site. It's the site to go to.
The site, yes. And it's run by none other than the third end of RSN. Of course, the Nicholas Lopez, who runs, of course, at the PWO. That's what I'm saying. So basically, that's what it is. So this is, of course, our shoot edition right here. We're just gonna break down what happened since the last time we met, since the last time we were on here doing our shoot. And Rich, I gotta say, it's an interesting time to be not only a pro wrestling fan, but like a general combat sports. I say any kind of physical sport kind of fan. Would you say?
Oh, definitely. And if you're leading the segue into what I think you are,
yep.
This is the money fight that you're talking about, correct?
Yes. So of course, of course, everybody's talking about it. It's not just like the media is, of course, they're backing off this. They want to try to get as much as they can out of this. And I think every other, like, you go online, it's the first headline. Basically, it's the super fight that's going to happen August 26th, I believe. It's going to be
August 26th.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor.
The notorious Conor McGregor.
Yes. And money, which right now he doesn't have any money. Mayweather, of course, IRS.
Little money Mayweather.
Yeah. I mean, well, we probably heard it. Everything has been made headlines all over. They, of course, had this world press tour and everything like that. And the biggest thing also was
it's called Mac Tour or some shit. May Tour.
What?
I forgot the name of it.
Well, you already know.
McGregor.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of politics, I think. I mean, we're going to get to this probably in about a minute. But, of course, they had this 4 days where they were in different cities talking about the fight. It was an open kind of show. And
where was
some
it?
people had different.
I think it was L.A., Brooklyn, Vegas. And I think they're going to Ireland also.
It was L.A., Canada. It was L.A., Canada, New York. That was Brooklyn. And after that, they went to the pond. They went to London. And I think they're about to go to Vegas. They got to go to Ireland. They're trying to do little things here and there just to keep promoting the fight. Because, mind you, 6 weeks out.
Here's the thing. The thing is, you don't need to promote this fight.
You really don't. Yeah. I mean, we probably went on social media talking about it. The fact of the matter is that they really don't have to. Like, they're acting like they're trying to make it into a deal of, his mother said this.
This is going to be the first $1 billion fight.
It is. I mean, it's already slated to be one of the, the biggest, one of the biggest draws ever. If you look at a couple, maybe like I say 30, 40 years ago, another big fight, another intersports fight.
Not even. 20 years.
20 years. Ooh, I know where that you're going from there. But I'm thinking about, of course, Antonio Inoki versus Muhammad Ali, which, I mean, that was like, I think that was about 30, 40 years ago, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 30, 40.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, and you see that, it's like, holy crap, it was a wrestler versus, a boxer. And that was all age-old question. What happens if a boxer was to get in the ring with a wrestler or a mixed martial, or what they call him as a world martial artist? But, and then we saw how that went. It was just, people had a lot of bad things to say about it because most of the time, you saw Inoki on the, bottom just, going ahead and doing, the crab kicks and things like that. And that's it. And then that was the whole show. That was the easiest, I think 7 million that Muhammad Ali did. And I think everybody else got money from that. It was like, really? Like, that was all the fight? But now it's not the same situation, because now I think it's a totally different position. What do you say? Because I feel like this whole thing is going on with this. Like, the conditions, the whole backstage banter and things like that. He said this, he said that. Well, what are your thoughts about this whole 4 days and everything?
Well, the whole thing is, I think I'm just going to give a spoiler, because on RSN we don't give predictions, we give spoilers.
That's right.
In the words of Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I think McGregor is going to do exactly like you said. 4 rounds. I'm knocking Mayweather out.
4 rounds. Cool. But then what do you feel about this whole politics? Because, of course, I think the Nevada State Commission the Nevada Athletic Commission granted him the boxing license. And I think right now it was a debate of, okay, first it was the money. Okay, if it's going to be 50, 50, or is it going to be 40, 60, 70, 30, however it's going to be. And then basically
Mayweather's going to want his pot to be more.
Yeah. I think
isn't going to do that.
Yeah. Well, what's the thing? I think what it really came down to was conditions. Mayweather said, I think the big rumor was that Mayweather wanted, him to fight in these, in 6-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves or things like that.
I think he said 6 or 8.
6 or 8. He said the gloves can't be from Mexico or this, that. And
McGregor doesn't care.
Yeah, McGregor was like, I don't care. Put as many conditions as you want. I will fuck you up. And it seems that way. I mean, but if you look at the whole thing, there's a lot of politics too. It was basically, he was saying that all he wanted was, Mayweather said, if it's going to be a fight, it has to be boxing. It can't be MMA. And then, and then you see Mayweather on top, all these different press conferences saying, you know what? He's like, this is half a fight. This is half a payday. I'm doing half the work. I feel limited. And, I'm going to beat his ass.
See, the whole thing is, because me and one of my coworkers, we were talking about this.
Yep.
Mayweather has yet to face anyone as big as McGregor, size-wise.
That's right.
McGregor has longer arms.
And McGregor's a pretty small dude. I mean, compared to all the other guys in the
a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
McGregor is 170. He fights at 150.
Yep.
So every fight he has, he drops 20 pounds.
And he gets the advantage though, because I mean, I can talk from experience as being like a collegiate wrestler and things like that. If you're fighting at a lower weight class, you have all the advantage in the world. Why? Because you're more easier.
Mayweather also hasn't fought anyone as strong as McGregor.
That's right.
And if you think about it, UFC fighters have heavier hands than boxers. So what? Mayweather's faster.
Yep.
If McGregor catches Mayweather with one punch, I think Mayweather's going down.
I feel like it's the same thing because I feel the same way. Like I think we're all both in full agreement. Fuck Floyd Mayweather. That's right. We say in his words, in Mayweather's words. I mean McGregor's words. Fuck Floyd. Floyd Mayweather. Right?
Fuck Mayweather.
Fuck Mayweather. Right? Because it's true. I mean, it's just like, you know what? This guy, he can't. It's like he's coming out of retirement, so he has a rust. He has a lot of rust. 2, he's older.
The last time he fought was
2015, 2015, right?
15 or 16.
2015 or 2016. I think the end of 2015, I'm guessing. So
I'll check right now.
It's been a while. The last one I think was with Manny Pacquiao.
No, he fought after Pacquiao.
Right? Oh, he fought. Yeah, I think it was one more fight after Pacquiao.
Yeah, it was like horrible fight.
Oh my God, I've seen that. Yeah, it was like, and then the big rumor was, okay, that if this happens, it's gonna be this and that. But what are your thoughts on the whole press conference? Let's start from LA.
Just so you know,
have you seen all the press
just so you know, Triple H invited both of them to Raw.
Yeah, I've seen that too. He was saying that, okay, you know what?
To be honest, this would actually be good because they're live mics.
That's right.
As you can tell, you also from the Miz TV segment with the Ball family.
Yep.
Okay, his last fight was September 12th, 2015 against Andre Berto.
That's a long time. That's about a year, probably almost 2 years. Nearly.
Yeah, it's a little less than 2 years.
That's crazy. So after 2 years of not boxing, sitting, and what kind of toll does it take him? You guys say. I mean,
I'm
but
actually
then
surprised the fight's in Paradise, Nevada, not even Las Vegas.
that's right.
It's
That's
at
right.
the T-Mobile Arena.
You know what? Here's the thing, and here's the thing about what I see. Regardless, after this fight, I think this is what's gonna happen. People are gonna end up saying, "Oh no, no, no! Whoever wins, it's always gonna be, oh no, no, no! This, it was this, it was that, it was this." They're gonna point to one thing and say that's why that happened. They're not gonna say, "Oh, you know what? This is exactly what you know." They're not gonna accept it. They're gonna say, "You know what? No, no, no! They gotta redo it. They gotta redo it." Why? Because it's like it's still undone, and I guarantee it's gonna happen. Because if you look at all the press conferences, it's always Floyd saying, "You know what? He wants this. He needs that. He's trying to tell him to have this." He said, "Oh, you can't do any MMA moves." He said, "Oh, if we see a single, like a slight thing of MMA, we're gonna fine you." This, I think, was it Floyd Senior, Floyd's dad said, he said this, like this is the exact words. You can't shuffle your feet like you do in boxing. Like in boxing, again in the MMA ring, they shuffle their feet properly. That would be counted as an MMA move. So that's a pretty interesting thing. Like if the referee sees that, bam, they're gonna call that, and then that's gonna throw him off. So it's kind of like at this point, Floyd, he's a little bitch made. He's gonna go ahead and make his own rules, try to make himself safe, and then he's gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna do my shit, which is it's cowardly at the same time it's smart, but it's like, you know what, you're really just having Mayweather put his hands behind his back and saying, fight. But then you look at Mayweather, it's like really like you're just gonna have this guy fight with your hands tied behind your back. You can at least try to go ahead and do something, It's just, I mean, they have to go ahead and try to have some kind of, they have to have some kind of, what should I say? They got to make some kind of, guarantee, because always it's like, it has to be guaranteed no matter what. You can't use this, you can't do that. But McGregor, you see him, he's like, you know what? Fuck it, give it to me.
But doesn't matter. McGregor's winning it all. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, what do you feel about these whole press conferences from the LA to London?
They are epic.
Oh my god!
McGregor is gold.
Yep. Well, let's get this off the record first. So people end up saying that, you know what, this is the biggest criticism that I heard. People said that this whole press conference is nothing but bullshit. It's a circus show. It's all staged. It's this. It's that. It's just trying to do that just to get it. And I mean, I just look at them like this. I'm like, really? You think this is a circus show? I'm like, how the fuck do you expect them to build a fight to the general public? Think about this. This pay-per-view is going to be worth $100 on Showtime. If you want to watch this pay-per-view, you literally have to shout out to Showtime, but fuck you, Showtime. And you have to go to Showtime and tell them, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy the pay-per-view. It's $100. So it's not like a WWE pay-per-view where it's $50 or you go on the network and get a $10 pay-per-view. It's $100. And you got to think about this. How are you going to market that to the general population?
And not even that. You could be buying this fight for $100.
Yep.
And the fight could last 30 seconds.
That's right. And that's
another spent $100 for a 30-second fight.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's like, and then here's the thing. They really expect them to just shut up and say, you know what? Okay, the fight's coming this time, and that's it. End it. No, it doesn't work like that in the real world. If anything, you want to kind of build it. You want to build some spice. And think about this. In the past 3-4 days that have happened, there's always been some kind of controversy. The internet has blown up about this time and time and time again. Whether it's Mayweather being a racist, whether it's Floyd, being disrespectful to the Irish flag and all that stuff. It's
or it's just McGregor speaking the truth.
Yeah, it's just McGregor speaking the truth. What do you feel?
You're 40 years old. You don't know how to read.
Yeah. Oh, he said all that. He said he's a racist and this, that.
Throwing this money in the air. Yeah. Why can't you pay your taxes? And
that's right. He's throwing money around.
When he threw the money, McGregor even said, "Oh, that's a lot of singles that you're throwing there." He's not even throwing hundreds. He's throwing singles.
Yeah. This is a dollar bill. This is a dollar bill. He's like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? It was crazy. And then there was that moment where I think in Canada, where Mayweather is holding the flag and he's taunting with it and everything. And at the same time, you see, he's all the way down to the ground, like taunting something, And then you see Mayweather, and then you see, McGregor just say, you know what? Fuck it. He takes the bag, the same bag that Mayweather was showing $100,000 check to everybody. And then, he just he's talking to him, like, I'll throw your shit over. I'll fuck you up if you do anything. And he's just looking at him like, okay, all right, do something. Shit the fuck. And then they just keep going back and forth. It was hilarious. I was like, come on, man. And everybody's
McGregor, 4 rounds. That's it.
With Jose Aldo, he beat him. Nate Diaz, he said he beat him.
He beat Aldo. Like me and my other coworker were talking about this.
Yeah.
The past 5 fights that McGregor's had, and he guaranteed a specific thing, he did it.
Yeah.
Aldo knocked him out in the first round. Not even the first round. 16 seconds into the first round.
That's right. I mean, he
went to decision with Nate Diaz.
Yep.
He beat the last fight he had to win the title at MSG against
that was
Robbie Lawler, I believe.
Oh, was that in New York?
Yeah, in MSG.
For the double belt, right?
He said, "I'm going to knock him out in the second round." What'd he do?
Mm-hmm.
Knocked him out in the second round.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
He lived. He's a man of his word.
Yeah. I mean, what I also heard, here's the biggest thing and the most funniest thing. I've heard like this kind of thing online where it's a conspiracy that Mayweather, what you call McGregor, is actually from the future, and that he came in. That's why he's saying all this stuff because he knows it, and he's seen it in his past, and he just come back, and it's like, really, come on, man. And then but what I really
McGregor's just a man of his word.
Yeah, he didn't come from the past. He didn't come from the future and shit. And just say, fuck, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, man. And here's the thing. They look at us WWE fans and say we're fucking idiots for consuming this shit and knowing that, okay, it's scripted or, it's things like that or, it's choreographed. Meanwhile, they say this kind of shit. I was looking at them, I'm like, really? Come on.
We like something that's scripted.
Yeah.
Okay, what about these movies that you watch? What about these TV shows that you watched?
Exactly. And then what about these theories that you're bringing up, knowing that they're not real and you believe in that? Like, come on, man, really? What I really think it comes down to, Connor's a pretty confident motherfucker. He even says himself. But the thing is, he backs it up. He's not the kind of guy to just, say something, not back it up, and that's it. He's the kind of guy to back it up, and he says, and he always credited that to one thing. He said power of visualization. He visualized it, it happens. That's I think what it just comes down to. He does it and it happens. But second way into wrestling, so I guess right now. So a lot of things going on, right? What do you feel like as a wrestling fan? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, right?
Well, like we said, the past 2 years of us doing the show. This is the beginning of WrestleMania season now. SummerSlam.
That's right. It is. It is probably one of the most interesting times because this is before Survivor Series, before SummerSlam, and this is like the peak of where speculation starts. Of what's the next storyline? What's the biggest thing going on in wrestling?
Because sometimes around now, this storyline carries over to WrestleMania season.
That's right. And there's been a trend like every summer where there's been a storyline and it's followed throughout the next year. So, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen exactly for this upcoming, year. But what have you heard so far? Like, what do you feel is this whole storyline? Like, I'm hearing something with Kurt Angle, with Corey Graves, with
I'm hearing
an Alpha from American Alpha.
I'm hearing multiple things that Kurt Angle has had illegitimate children. One is supposed to be Corey Graves. One is supposed to be Bailey. One is supposed to be Chad Gable. I'm hearing different things.
What the hell? That's crazy. Really interesting.
One's supposed to be Jason Jordan.
Wow.
There's 4 different illegitimate kids, supposedly. I don't know.
Wow. So then what do you feel about this whole storyline with him on the phone and saying, oh, I love you, and he cuts off? What do you think it's going to be for this week?
You really want to know?
What do you feel? Yeah. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you.
This is just a fucking shot out of the dark. I doubt it's gonna happen, but I think it'll be hilarious if it does.
Don't say that name. I know what you're gonna say. Don't say it. She's in her hall of shame. I hope you're not saying that.
I'll say the initials.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. No.
I'll say the initials. I won't say the name.
No. We can't. All right, fuck it. We might as well say it. So
Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter. Yep. Oh my God.
Because remember, she was on the Kurt Angle 24 Homecoming, whatever.
That's right. Yeah, she was. I mean, it kind of brings it up. It's like, but then it kind of brings a question, like, really, Dixie Carter? So, I mean, what's the reasoning behind that? It's like,
and then what's her position in the company going to be?
Yeah, because as of now, I think she's still an active member. I think for the board, or I think some kind of she has like a percentage of the company for TNA.
A small percentage.
Yeah, she still has some
very
kind of
very small percentage because. Was it Anthem?
Mm-hmm.
Is majority stockholders.
Yep. So she holds some stock in GFW right now. What's called GFW right now, Impact. So it kind of begs the question: what's the position, especially with their whole what you call it? Her surprise appearance in the whole WWE 24 special. That was like holy shit!
That
Like
when I first heard that,
yeah,
I didn't believe it. And
hmm
so I saw like a still shot. I'm like, holy shit.
yeah. I thought like
She's
how back.
actually in.
Uh, that's right. I mean, it brings us back to when like TNA first started and WWE was still like it was still starting. It was very very early. Like I say, around 2006, 2007. And you see like people posting up pictures and all stuff. The dream matches, WWE versus TNA, and this that. And then you saw
An
Dixie
invasion
Carter.
an
Yeah,
invasion angle.
invasion. Yeah, and then you see a picture like a graphic of Dixie Carter. With Vince McMahon, and it's like they're both in the same area or whatever. The same
Shaking hands or
shaking
something.
hands, or they're they're looking at each other or something like that. And it's like, and then when you look at it on an actual
But
headline on
out of all that,
WWE.com,
we've only had one dream match.
yeah,
We've had AJ versus Cena,
hmm
which is what,
yeah,
14 years in the making?
yeah. And then Joe versus Brock. I mean, that's probably I guess
Yeah.
it would be kind of a dream match, I guess. Yeah, and then
And to be honest, I still remember when AJ and Cena first like came face to face.
that's right. And
Like,
there was always shots.
they stopped talking for 5 minutes
Mhm.
because the whole crowd was chanting, "This is awesome! Let's go, AJ!
Mhm.
Cena sucks! Let's go, AJ! Cena sucks!" And I remember Cena's exact words. No, AJ's. I still remember. Cena said, AJ said, "This is the moment that everyone's been waiting for." Cena, what? And the crowd has been saying that for how long now? Because that's the one. Because if you figure, AJ was the face of TNA. Cena is the face of WWE. You bring them together, you're getting 5-star matches. Don't you agree, Sal?
That's right. It's true. I mean, it brings into question this whole involvement with like what's going on backstage. What made WWE bring in Dixie Carter? What made them do this kind of stuff? What makes
To
them
be
try to go
honest,
for TNA?
I don't think anyone knows what made them bring in Dixie Carter.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's really really low key right now. No one even knows. I
Because
think
everyone knows I
yeah,
get all stuff before it hits the fan.
that's right. So you got to
I
get
don't
into
know
that
this one.
tunnel.
I don't know this one.
You got to get into the vault, man. You got to try to see what's going on. Let us know.
Bro, I've tried and there's no paperwork.
No paper. God damn. So it's probably
No.
going on. So they probably figured a way out.
Unless they're hiding this
That
one
sucks.
somewhere where I don't know where it is. I might have to go deeper.
That's messed up. I mean, well, here's one thing though. Kurt, I mean, you seen probably a special right with Kurt. That was kind of emotional. It was kind of interesting to
I
see that. It was
really
like,
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I really didn't. I didn't know all about this. This whole drug. I mean, I heard here and there about the whole Vicodin and all this stuff
I
being
didn't know
into
about
the
his
painkillers.
father.
Yeah, I didn't know about his
His father
father. I know
died
about
on
him.
the job. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a drug addict. I didn't know if
Yeah,
it was to that
I knew
extent.
that.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, all I heard was that. I mean, of course, he had DUIs and everything like that. I
Everyone
understand
knew
that.
about the painkillers and all that.
Yeah, everyone knows about the pain.
Everyone
He
knew
even
that.
said it. He said
That's
it in
every
various
wrestler
podcasts.
though.
Yeah, he
That's
said,
every
yeah,
wrestler. Name
that's
a
the biggest
wrestler
thing.
who doesn't do that.
That's right. Yeah, I think, but that's a very common thing with among all wrestlers. They would either abuse painkillers and things like that. But doing drugs, like I never thought he was an Olympic, Olympic athlete. Olympic
With a
athlete, is someone that you
broken
look up to.
freaking neck.
Yeah, broken freaking neck, and he was someone that you look up to. And now it's like this guy's taking drugs. Like, ooh, that's pretty, pretty like bad, And then from the side, I was like, okay, you know what? It happens. It happens to all the wrestlers. It's gonna happen. So
But like me and you just said,
but
every wrestler does painkillers because you're taking heavy bumps.
yeah,
Especially if you get caught on the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring.
mm-hmm. That's right.
Every wrestler, no matter who it is,
Mm-hmm.
you can listen to any wrestling podcast. The one thing they always say, the apron is the hardest part of the ring. Even the ring announcers even say that.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
he
true.
just took a bump on the hardest part of the ring.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of it brings into that thing, but then Kurt, he's strong enough to kind of will through that, and it's kind of interesting to see that because this guy, like and WWE back then used to have like harsh schedules because Vince, of
Oh,
course,
they would fall
being
like
Vince,
almost every day, I think.
yeah, there was no part time. There's no such thing as a part timer back then. So now it's like holy
now
shit,
they now they have that shit every fucking 4 months, Brock Lesnar pops up, Sting pops up, Goldberg pops up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you realize the one part timer we don't care about though is Taker.
Yeah, because like I said,
we know he shows up 2-3 times a year.
Yeah, that's right. He's been much of a loyalist with WWE, so it's like we know when he's gonna come around.
I think
so
he's
it's
always
like,
backstage though. That's why I don't think we care.
Yeah, I think it's to the point where some of these guys are like they're veterans or they're leaders in the locker room. They're like basically they're creative right now, or they're co-creative, I guess. Like Cena, for example, he has such a stronghold in WWE. He could basically be a team creative member if he wanted to, but he has that much power. He
probably will be after he retires.
Yeah.
He probably will do something backstage.
Because there's been many instances. I mean, of course, many people. I could personally say, I can think of a whole Cena gimmick's getting kind of stale. They should do something different with him. But as an individual,
him heel.
Yeah, we said that time and time. Yep. And then they're like, "Oh, you missed it. It happened 10 years ago."
When?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you talking about? Yeah, when are you talking? Like, it's like, when was this? Like, shit. And
you've
it's
been
like,
watching wrestling for how long?
Yeah,
Cena's been
long time. I think even yeah, that's right. And he's been facing all this career, so I understand, But then it's kind of like this then. So you see, well, let's talk about, of course, something else. GFW. And
fuck that
supposedly the whole fuck the owl, that's indeed. I think Jeff Jarrett even said it himself. They rebranded, of course, now GFW Impact.
Thank you, Rebby Sky, for giving us that hashtag.
That's right, definitely. That's the genesis.
Thank you, Rebby.
Thank you, Broken Rebby. That's the thing. And then, so here's the thing with that. So the reason I bring that up in creative teams, they're supposedly having a shift right now with their creative team. So of course they have John Garubek. I forgot his name. He's like
John Garubek.
Yeah. John Garubek. He's still in there. Al Snow, I think he left.
He
Shane
got
Helms
released.
recently. Yeah, Shane Helms and Al Snow were the two most recent people that were released.
It was Shane Helms, Al Snow, and someone who wasn't like a big name, but he was big backstage.
That's right. And then supposedly the big thing going around now is that Shane Helms got like, I think, a text or something like that. It was kind of inappropriate. Like I said, cursing Shane Helms out or something like that.
I was pissed when I found out Shane was released.
It's kind of like,
I'm like, he was so good.
But no, here's the thing. Here's a good thing about that though. He's gone from WWE. Al Snow's gone from WWE. So imagine what can happen. From TNA. Guess what's gonna happen now?
You're right. They were gone from WWE. They went to TNA. Yeah. Now they're gone from TNA. Bring them back.
Yeah, bring him back to WWE. So that opens the door right there.
Al Snow, you could put him as like a talent agent or something.
Yeah, that's right. Even Shane Helms, I guess.
Shane, you could just. There's so much you could do with Shane Helms.
Yeah, there's so much you can do with him. It's like, they had the whole thing with Trevor Lee, which went perfectly. They had Al Snow, and Al Snow's like a pretty interesting kind of mind in the wrestling business.
I just remembered.
Yep.
Remember that team that Al Snow managed?
Which one, for in WWE or in TNA?
In TNA. They were
Al Snow, really.
There used to be
this is recently, right?
Sylvester LaFleur and Marcus Louis.
I'm trying to remember.
That was their names in NXT. It was the tall bald guy and the shorter guy with the long hair and the beard.
Really? I gotta check this out.
They fought Enzo Amore and Big Cass, hair versus hair.
Mm-hmm. And I guess they had like a team kind of thing. Was it like like the Midnight Express versus
they were like,
Rock and Roll Express kind of thing?
No, they were French guys in NXT and in TNA. Their names in NXT were Sylvester LaFleur. Yeah, the Tribunal.
The Tribunal, really. And I think it's Sylvester LaFleur and Basil Baraka, right?
Marcus.
Oh, yeah, they look familiar. Yeah, I remember.
In NXT, they were known as Sylvester LaFleur and Marcus Louis. Whatever happened to them? Now that we're talking about Al Snow.
I guess they said right here on the Wikipedia that they're still in TNA, but that's it.
I haven't seen them.
It just says that
almost a year.
It's been a while, yeah. I thought they were supposed to give these guys a push in WWE, but I didn't know they left. Man, that's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Well, of course we're talking about Al Snow and everything. What do you feel about this whole thing with TNA right now? Because they're getting a lot of heat from all sides, especially this whole thing with the Hardys is still going on. Or supposedly the rumors that they've got it, they didn't get it, they might have gotten it.
They got it.
Hard to say. They got it because of course they released it. They revealed it this past week on Raw.
Oh my God, that was every wrestling fan marked the
I was marking the fuck out. I was like, did you
Maybe
see
we
what he
should
said?
just
Oh shit!
fade away and classify ourselves as obsolete.
Absolutely. Oh shoot! They're throwing
We have
shots at everything.
we have stitches. We're a little
Mhm,
bruised. Some may even say
mhm.
a little broken.
Oh my
The
god.
whole arena popped.
Yeah.
I popped.
WWE. Yeah. Once
Sal, I
WWE,
guarantee you popped when you heard that.
I fucking popped and I was like, holy shit. God damn. That means there's really coming. That means they're getting closer and closer, or they
I
might
think
have
next
already
week.
gotten it. So
I think next week.
hopefully we can see the Broken Hardys in WWE.
Because
That
if
would
you
be
think about it, the 30-minute Iron Man match was the perfect way to start the Broken transition.
right. I mean, well, speaking of that match,
With the stitches.
yeah. I mean, think about this. We got the whole. Well, yeah, that's right. In Great Balls of Fire, of course. They had the pay per view, and I think that was the headline match of the whole night. I guess I would say that for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that stole the show because that match had all the story. It was a good kind of build and everything. Good spots here and there. A lot of great kind of things in that. And towards the end, Hardy, you see him bleeding, Crimson Mask, and then you see this whole kind of thing where they get screwed. It was a draw. 10 seconds, 8 seconds in, 5 seconds in, he's about to go and pin him. Bam! Jeff Hardy doesn't get the pin. Oh, they didn't get the titles. And then you see all the doctors tending to Matt, and it's like, damn, the bleeding and everything.
As people know, I am the Twitter guy, so I follow quite a good amount of people on Twitter.
Yep.
Rebby said the last time Matt tasted his own blood, it was bad news for everyone, meaning he became broken.
Yep.
And what happened on Sunday?
That's right. Yeah.
He tasted his own blood.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that's a setup, or do you feel like that was more organic?
I think within the next couple days, meaning tomorrow, if you're watching this right now, he's going to be broken on Monday Night Raw.
It could happen. You never know.
I mean, of course, is Senor Benjamin going to be there?
I doubt it. I mean, if we don't see what you call it, what's the drone that they got? I forgot his name.
Vanguard 1.
Vanguard 1 won't be there. Vanguard 2 won't be there. I bet none of the Vanguards will be there. So
neither will the dilapidated boat.
Yep. I think what everybody would like to see, if anything,
is the whole family.
Maxwell Hardy. Yeah, Maxwell Hardy.
King Maxwell, Queen Rebecca.
King Maxwell. Yep. And then you see the whole family there. Rebby Sky probably comes back with.
I doubt Rebby. She has very bad heat with.
She has a lot of heat with a lot of people.
With Mr. Mahan.
Mika Mahan. A lot of heat with him. So it's gonna be hard to say, what's gonna happen. But I think for sure, Broken Hardys are on the WWE ship, and they're sailing that ship. They'll be sailing that ship soon. You're gonna see that. Well, this brings us also to SummerSlam, of course. I mean, you saw the build. Great Balls of Fire. Basically it was Rock and Joe.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Great Balls of Fire was gonna be a bust.
Yep.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was
actually a pretty good pay-per-view.
It was a pretty good pay-per-view. I mean, of course, you seen the thing with Braun and everything. That was pretty interesting too. You see Roman coming out.
Shit, that fucking ambulance match.
Ah, damn, that was brutal. They told a story there. It was pretty good. That kind of brought me back to.
I'm not a fan of people not selling. Mm-hmm. Braun not selling those 2 chair shots. Amazing.
Yep.
Hit me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Oh my god. And then what about the fact that of course after he hit the ambulance, they were trying to do that. You could clearly see they had that little mid what they call it intermission main event. Like what the fuck? Like
an impromptu match.
What kind? That's bullshit. Like really, you have Kurt Hawkins and Keith Slater fight face off just for the fuck of it.
They were both at catering when they got told they're going on.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Kurt Hawkins tweeted. He said, "At Heath Slater, or whatever his handle is, and I were both at catering.
Yep.
And we just got told you guys are on."
That's right. And it's interesting. It's like, holy shit. And the next thing you know, they abrupt to right there.
Just throwing it out there. 2 comedy gimmicks. co-main evented a pay-per-view.
That's right. That's true.
That's just like wow.
That's true. It is. It is. I mean, it's the one thing too. It's also the fact that I mean,
Wait,
the
so
whole
being
time.
the fact Heath Slater has kids, does this raise his paycheck?
Hopefully, I mean,
He got like what, 8 kids?
yeah. I put him into a tag team. That's it. He can be doing that. So, like you see all the crazy dads right now in the media. You see DJ Khaled. You see Lamar Ball. Floyd Senior.
Oh my
all these
god,
people
LeVar Ball. Oh,
yeah.
I can't fucking stand
Oh
him.
my god, I can't get that out of my head. And these
Please
guys are
tell
hurt.
me
Yeah.
you remember his run to the ring.
I know, I remember that. That's still
He
stuck in my
looked
head
like
now.
a fucking special ed student. I'm not making fun of special ed kids, but he really looked like he was special ed.
Oh my god,
His
yeah,
arms running to the side.
Oh man, he looked like he got some screws loose. Like it's crazy. Something's going on with him. But then,
And the roll into the ring was horrible.
God, he was like laying flat down with his balls hanging out. It's like, come on, motherfucker, really, come on. I mean, it just brings up the fact that WWE can't do anything with any kind of celebrities. I mean, they brought up, of course, yeah.
It's just the celebrity that you pick.
Well, you know who does something really good with celebrities though. You know what company can, and they've done that recently with the Bullet Club in New Japan. I don't know if you've seen the segments that they were doing to promote their whole appearances here in Long Beach and everything like that, and
Oh, I saw Tama Tonga. He had a press conference.
Yeah.
And then, here's a quick question for you. Since you just brought up New Japan, where can I read about any past events such as Wrestle Kingdom or last year's Wrestle Kingdom?
All I can say, 3 letters, but I would kind of recommend look up those 3 letters and find out what they exactly mean. So here's the letters: PWO, and once you give me an express course, I'll give you express course right here. Search up Pro Wrestling Opinion, and you're gonna see basically what I'm talking about. It basically is like full, in-depth, coverage of all, everything WWE and everything like that. Everything in wrestling. So it's not just WWE. Everything, independent wrestling.
Like, how good is the writing?
Oh man, you gotta see. This is like in depth. It's to the point where I can tell you. I always tell the story myself. I'm in class, tired as fuck, whatever.
By the way, staying school kids, pay attention.
It is school. You gotta pay attention, of course, yeah. And then you're sitting there. It's like, damn, bored as hell. Look up, PWO.
Kids, don't listen to this little segment right now.
It basically is going to be you're kind of picturing everything in your head as it's going on.
Okay.
So you can be, dozing off in class, reading and doing that. Who wants to do that?
We don't recommend that, kids, by the way.
We don't recommend that, man. We don't condone that. So, stay in school, kids.
Pay attention.
Anyway, that's right. I mean, well, we talking about New Japan, right? So, I mean, you've seen the whole the segments, right?
You're welcome, Nick, for that little plug.
We always gotta keep plugging this. Yeah. I mean,
it was a matter of time. It's been a while since we plugged in before.
We started beginning, we stayed in out. We're doing every 30 minutes as a structure now. But I mean, yeah. I mean, well, New Japan. So New Japan, of course, they had their whole thing with, they had
they're promoting G1, right?
Yeah, they're promoting G1. It was basically Cody introducing everything, the Elite coming out, doing the whole thing, and then basically what happened was
the Elite.
And then guess what they had? It had Stephen Amell.
Really?
Inside that promo.
Oh, he is friends with Cody. That's why.
He is friends with Cody. Yeah, so they co-promoted New Japan. Imagine WWE right now. Imagine Vince.
Huh.
Imagine
wait. Before Cody left, didn't he have a little segment with Stephen Amell?
Yeah. Wasn't he against him?
Yeah, he fought him at SummerSlam.
Oh my God, this is confusing the shit out of me. Oh my God, man, you know what that means?
This is basically like a big fuck you to WWE.
Oh my God,
Cody, you are the man.
Cody is a man indeed. It's crazy, and it's like
that's a little plug trying to get Cody onto the show. So we're working.
We're working on that.
Step one. Yeah. This is step one.
By the way, he's a new ROH champ, of course, and then of course. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this whole thing.
I'm upset he didn't win. I'm upset he didn't win New Japan though.
Yeah, he didn't win the New Japan title though, but of course
that's very upsetting. But it's only a matter of time. He will get it.
It's only a matter of time, right? But then speaking of that, there's someone else in his way. Of course, Omega won a title won the whole tournament. He won the title, pretty good.
He won the New Japan US title,
first ever.
Which, by the way, just throwing it out there. Don't know if anyone realizes this.
Yep.
Who's the U.S. champion WWE?
Well, it was right. It was two Canadians at one point, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Kenny Omega.
That's
But
what
then
that's what I was
yeah,
going for.
yeah.
Two Canadians holding U.S. titles.
The biggest fuck you to America. So bravo.
But
Yeah.
someone happened to lose the title.
Yes. So the same day that they announced Dixie Carter was going to be on the WWE 24 special, another very big interesting thing happened. The New York event happened, of course, and guess who won the title?
Who?
Trying to think, who was it?
The face that runs the place.
The face that runs the place. Now it's the champ that runs the camp. Because
hey, he could go back to that name now.
Yeah, now he can. He really can go back to that name right now. So AJ Styles, of course,
the phenomenal
one.
Well, here's a question for you.
Yep.
It's has to do with wrestling, actually, about SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In your opinion, does it seem like the U.S. title is more relevant than the SmackDown heavyweight title?
I'd say that for sure. I'd say the U.S. title right now is the major title right now. That's what it comes down to right now.
Because the past 2 weeks, they've been the U.S. title has been headlining SmackDown.
That's right.
The actual SmackDown events on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and I think they need it. They need it though, because if you think about it, if you look at the
who else would you give the title to?
Yeah, I mean, but also you got to think about this too. That title needs that program, because if you look at it, what WWE kept doing for the past few years was, let's build rivalries. Let's build some other stuff that's gonna overshadow these titles, because the titles don't mean jack shit. It's more about the rivalries.
And this is a great story. You have AJ versus Kevin.
Yep. And it's a pretty good story though. I can tell you that for sure. Because here's another thing.
These guys put on magic.
Yep. But then, what are you hearing about SummerSlam? What do you feel the program is going to be for the U.S. title? Because what I'm hearing is supposedly it's going to be. It was originally Cena and Roman. Now they're planning to have it be Cena versus AJ for the title. That's bullshit, right?
To be honest,
yep.
I doubt it's going to happen, but I would love it.
Mm-hmm. What, Cena versus AJ?
I want to see a fourth one.
A fourth match, really?
But there's a catch to it.
Yeah.
Cena beats AJ.
Yep.
But then that builds to WrestleMania. AJ versus Nakamura.
Well, here's another thing. They're saying that they buried that too. Well, they buried that too. That's what they're saying. There was a rumor killer that said it's not going to happen. Ben said it's not too much of a feud. It's not going to happen.
Because you haven't started it yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't built it. Because you know what? They're looking at the work thing, and we had to put in all this work to build this feud. Mind you, Vince, just think about this first. Vince and Kevin Dunn and all you little stooges in the back there. You're not the only wrestling or the only sports entertainment company out there. He's out there doing other things. There have been other places where these two have been. Why not build off of that? Oh, no.
Just throwing it out there. Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom, of course, the biggest thing that our number one match of the whole year. Why not? I guess it's just Vince. Vince saying, you know what? We want to be exclusive.
You know what will have them going ape shit? Kevin Dunn and Vince?
What?
Roman versus Cena.
Oh, man. Oh, but you know what makes them go even more?
Eva Marie.
Oh, man. But then there's even more that tops all of that. Guess what it is?
What?
Roman Reigns holding all the titles in WWE. Oh, my God. That's just like...
Or Roman and Cena holding all the titles, one on Raw, one on SmackDown.
That's it.
And even better, they both hold both tag team titles.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's heaven right there. Wow, you know what? You know what's the biggest thing going to be for Vince and Kevin Dunn?
And you give Eva Marie both women's championships.
That's right. But then here's the biggest thing. Then this is the biggest thing for them. I bet this is the biggest fantasy. Release everybody. Only keep 3 people. Hell, only 2 people. Hell, only 1 person. Bring it down to Roman, Cena. Of course, yeah, you know, Cena can't be in WWE because, you know, he's doing movies. Oh, same with Eva. So guess who that leaves? Roman Reigns. Roman's going to hold the titles by default.
No, but here's the thing, though. You
Yep.
have Roman on Raw,
Mhm.
Cena on SmackDown, Eve on
Mhm.
both.
Oh man, that's even better. What about? Oh,
Boom.
we
We just booked their life.
oh man, we really did. And of course, the fact what's NXT, right? NXT's gone, right? We totally
There's no
abolished that,
more.
right?
There's no more NXT.
Yeah, what the fuck is that NXT? I don't know what that is. It's, it's only WWE. So, yes, come on, man. Come on, Vince.
Holy shit.
Haven't done. Gotta step it up. But then, I mean, let's talk about, of course, the Mae Young Classic. I know you're pretty high on this, right?
I am all for this. I like it.
What do you feel about this whole thing, that the recent thing that broke the headlines? This
I have my pick also to win it.
really?
Yep.
Well, I hear there's a lot of names, a lot of interesting names, right? Old wrestling names that I'm familiar with. Um, people here and there, new people, everything. They got everything.
I got my pick though to win it all.
Who was that? We feel
Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae, really,
Candice Wrestling.
really interesting. I mean, it can happen. I mean, it's possible. I mean,
She's very talented.
What about from one of those former TNA girls? I think they had Trinidad's there. What else?
No,
Lady Tapa.
It's Lady Tapa. It's Marty Bell and Mia Yim, which is Jade.
Interesting. Wow. So, I mean, I still feel like it's it's hard to say at this point because they already booked one.
Because you heard
set of 16 matches.
You said Tia Trinidad, right?
Yep.
She got signed to NXT.
Oh, so that means she's signing up then, for sure.
She's freaking dating. She's engaged to Austin Aries, so she was already there.
Yep. Well, speaking of Austin Aries, before we go more to the
don't bring this up.
Oh my god!
You know this is a soft spot for me.
I know this. I know. So of course they announced it, and it's pretty sad. I know. I don't know. It broke all the headlines. And what do you feel like the whole story? Well, let me ask you this. Before of course I know we all know about the story. What do you feel like is the whole story behind that?
Misuse.
Do you feel like it's more misuse or frustration? Do you think it's misuse or frustration?
I think he's frustrated that WWE is misusing him.
That's right. I mean, yeah, it feels like the same.
He is main title material.
That's right. And I think he could definitely have been.
I mean, he only held the ROH title. He only held the New Japan title. Mm-hmm. He held the X Division title. Yep. He created Option C.
Yep.
For people who don't know what Option C is, in TNA, if you held the X Division title, you have a chance to challenge for the World Heavyweight title.
Yep. And he took advantage of that.
Austin Aries is the first one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He cashed in the X Division title.
Mm-hmm.
Got Option C.
Yep.
Won the title twice, by the way, on Option C.
Right.
So he is main event championship title material.
I mean, it's kind of sad though to see that. It's like they really had talent. They totally let the ball drop. I mean, but here's another thing too. He's been in the company for 2 years. I was talking with my coworker about this. He's been in the company for 2 years. I looked at him. I was like, "Really? It's been 2 years? Holy crap!" Because I never thought that.
2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
He was out for about a year with an injury.
Yeah, he was out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I looked at it. I was like, "Really? He was there for
at the Dusty Classic."
Yeah, but he was there for 2 years. That's pretty interesting. I was like, "Wow!" And if you look at it and you didn't think about it, he hasn't done much because I think what the thing is, it's just I think a matter of one, misuse. 2, it might have been the fact that he was injured and they're like, you know what, that kind of stripped him some time.
And he was announcing.
That's right, and he was announcing. So now it's like, what's gonna happen now? So now it's like, you know what? But here's the thing: it's not a matter of like how it was before. You can't feel bad for Austin Aries right now, because think about this: the wrestling industry is getting bigger and bigger. There's other places out there.
Oh, he could go back to ROH. He could go to New Japan. Yep. I doubt he'll go back to Impact.
Yep.
Or GFW,
I mean,
whatever the fuck you want to call it these days.
Yeah, if you look at all the different people right now, all the different wrestlers that have gone other places and made successes, look at CJ Parker, or formerly known as CJ Parker, in New Japan. Morrison proved it. You shouldn't have to just be in WWE to make money. Cody Rhodes, prime example right now. On top of the wrestling world right now. Yeah.
Guy to leave WWE.
He's going to be 2017's, I think he's going to be PWI's Pro Wrestling Insider magazine.
Oh, he'll definitely be top 3.
Yeah, he'll be one of the top 3. He'll be in the top
1. If not number one, he'll be top 3 because you got to remember.
He's gonna get some awards this year for sure. He has to. He has to.
Have to remember, there's Okada, there's Omega, Ishii. That's 3 guys who are competing with him in New Japan.
That's right. That's right. And it's kind of like, that's just
And then
New
you have
Japan.
Kevin Owens, and then you have AJ Styles.
Yep. There's the pool is wider, bigger and bigger. So it's like, and then if you think about it, look at all the companies on the map right now. It's not just GFW and WWE. There's also, there's West Coast Wrestling. There's, there's AML. There's, there's, pretty much everything. ROH right now is in the limelight.
Here's a question for you.
MCW. Yep.
I have a question.
I was just
those first 2 companies you named.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Is there anywhere I could learn about them?
Yes, certainly. So I know we were talking about the whole.
I'm familiar with the names.
Yeah, I know we were talking about the
don't actually know them.
Yeah, for sure. We have a whole, like I said, this is the whole wrestling pool that we have right here. There's a whole bunch of companies. We're just talking about that. It's not just the big guys, WWE and GFW right now, or TNA, whatever the fuck you want to call themselves.
That company. Fuck the Owl company.
Fuck the Owl company, yeah. So we'll call them that. But, there's also other companies around the whole, around everywhere that are making big names. There's, of course, New Japan. There's AAA here and there. There's AML. There's West Coast Wrestling Connection. Lucha. There's MCW. There's all kinds of different companies out there. Different kind of independent promotions that are making more and more. One, they're making a lot more buzz. They're making a lot more noise. And guess where you can read them all from? One site. Run by the Nick Lopez. PWO. Oh, that's all you gotta know. Look it up. Pro Wrestling Opinion.
Sal, here's a question.
Yep.
What time is it?
I think is it that time? It really is, yeah.
It's that time.
It's tagline time, right?
Yes.
Tagline time.
I haven't done it all show.
You gotta let us know, man.
Reading is fundamental. Reading about wrestling puts you over.
That's right. That's the best way to kind of do it. So, yeah. So this is the RSM Wrestling Podcast. This is our shoot, by the way. This is just, like I said, our bi-weekly edition where we just go and shoot off what's going on in WWE and basically everywhere else. So, everything else interested in wrestling right here and going on. Of course, in this first 20 minutes, we talked most about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. You'll probably hear a little more. Like I said, we just
have to cover it because that's a big thing out in the sports world.
Yep. That's right. And then we also have to confront those people that tell us, this is just like...
Oh, you only talk about wrestling. You only talk about wrestling.
Motherfuckers, shut the fuck up. Because really, you got to think about it. Basically, it has some element of wrestling to it. Because you got to think about it.
It's the promos.
It is the promos. It is basically getting into the other person's head, doing all that stuff. That's what we live for. That's our environment. We're always around that stuff. We always see that and we know what they're about. And looking at these press conferences, we dissect that 1, 2, 3. You motherfuckers are saying this is a circus or whatever like that.
Because to be honest, Conor could easily be a great promo shooter in wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the thing is, the best part about him, he can promote himself, and he can make himself look good. And people are making this equation that he is kind of like The Rock, like how The Rock was back in the day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just like that. The whole confidence. He exudes the same amount of confidence, the same kind of attitude, everything.
If you also think about it, promo-wise,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Conor reminds me of someone who left the company.
CM Punk?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, he's kind of outspoken.
Do you see
I can tell
comparison?
You that. Yeah, he's much more outspoken and everything like that. But then, here's the thing. Then you have people telling you, oh, this is a circus show. It's supposed to be just a fight. After all, that's all it is.
No.
Well, let me ask you
this. Builds up the fight.
Yeah. How do you expect to build up a fight by just putting a picture up on the building? Joe Frazier, Ali.
Here's another example.
Yeah.
All these movies that people go see.
Yep.
You drive around Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? Billboards.
Yep.
You turn on your TV. Previews.
Mm-hmm.
You ride the bus. On the side of the bus, there's a poster of the movie, most likely.
Yep.
Same thing if you go on a train.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to the radio. Previews for the movie.
Yep.
You go online. Oh, go on Facebook, which you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/RSM podcast.
That's right. Those gotta plug that too.
cheap little plug.
Cheap plugs. RSM going cheap plugs.
But if you go on Facebook, majority of the time, if you go on the side, if you go on a computer, you go on the right side, there's always that strip.
Yep.
Movies.
Mm-hmm.
You go on Twitter, twitter.com/@RSN podcast.
That's right.
See movies.
Mm-hmm.
You go on YouTube, youtube.com/RSN podcast. They always have previews. I have to throw those cheap little plugs in for all our pages.
That's right. I remember here's another thing too, though. Just like RSN podcast, we don't just have the written kind of stuff or things like that, just the posts. There's also got to be a physical component to it. Look at the fight right now. They can't just put up you gotta look at compare the effect. If you just have a picture on the billboard or a picture on a bus or things like that, and compare it to the actual two motherfuckers that are going out and having a fight.
I have to do a little cheap pop at Floyd Mayweather.
But
just because it's writing,
yeah,
he can't read.
That's right. He really can't read. So I mean, that's another thing. And here's the other thing: all you motherfuckers that are saying this is a circus show, you motherfuckers might as well not read either, because it's like, really, how are you guys gonna know about this fight besides the drama and all this other stuff? Oh, TMZ said this, he said that. That's how you're gonna get into this fight. You're not gonna just get into a fight just right off the bat. Oh, he's the best pound for pound fighter. He's the best pound for pound boxer. That's it. That's the fight. No, they don't do it like that. They're trying to make more money. That's how they're trying to do it. That's how they sell tickets. That's how they fill a room up with 20,000 people just to have two people
Probably
talk.
even more.
Yeah. Where else do you see that? I mean, think about it. Where else do you see that? Oh, there's this other thing called pro wrestling.
Events.
They do that all the fucking time. Damn. So, wait. I heard it's fake, though. Oh, but we don't go there because it's fake. You know why? Because we go in there because we invest in storyline. We know what the fuck is going on. We know what the whole setup is.
And
we just
the easiest way to put it,
yep,
wrestling is soap operas for men.
That's right, it is. But then here's the thing. We also have that emotional attachment to it. We say, you know what? That's something that's going to draw. That's something that's not going to draw.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Sal, who's your favorite wrestler in the past 15 years, just say? Who's your favorite wrestler?
15 years. Hard to say. I'd say AJ. Right now, if we were talking
about. Have you followed him?
Yes, I have.
From ROH to TNA to New Japan to WWE?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why?
Because you
build a bond with him.
Yep.
Watching him expand and develop.
See the character, it develops a connection there. Because it says, you know what, hey, that's a cool character. And that's what I think every fan has, regardless of any sport.
Like,
you look at it, you look at all the best.
Ask me the same question.
Yeah. But then what about you?
I have multiple, but if I had to pick one person, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, of course.
I watched him develop from New Japan to NXT to the main roster.
That's right.
Why? Because his character.
Yep.
Before he even made it big, he was in a little independent company called FWE. That's how long I've been a fan of him.
That goes way back, yeah.
Then he was in other companies in Ireland where he dressed up as the Joker. He dressed up as Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Hannibal Lecter. Just to get in his opponent's head to fuck with them.
Yep.
Now he's the demon.
I mean, it brings up and now it brings up to the fact the people that are the most remembered
right there that little 5 minutes I just spoke, that's not a wrestling fan. That's not a regular person.
Yeah.
That's someone who is a die-hard wrestling fan.
Right here, RSN Podcast, we are die-hard wrestling fans in a way. I mean, like I said, to end the point, it really does bring to the fact that the people that are the most remembered in any kind of sport, Ali, Tyson, all the big names,
Jordan,
like Ronda,
Jeter,
Jordan, all these people are remembered basically for what they do, not only in the performance, but also what they're doing outside. What they do outside also makes a big difference. And if you think about it, look at Tiger Woods. Yeah.
Going back to you're a big AJ fan, right?
Yep.
A lot of people don't know this.
Yep.
He owns small businesses in Georgia, in his hometown.
That's right. These guys have lives outside.
Finn Balor had a gym. Do you know who his first person was to make it big?
Becky, right? Becky Lynch.
And she lied about her age to get into the school.
Yep.
She said she was 17 when she was only 15. Because she didn't think Finn will let her in the school as Prince DeVitt, as Fergal DeVitt. She lied about her age to get into the school.
That's right.
Finn, he didn't know about it. He figured, okay, she's 17. She can take bumps.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at Becky.
That's right. And you got to think about it, because it's again development of a character. We look at it, we invest in the character, we say, you know what, this is something that's cool. Let me just
Wow,
keep seeing
that's
where
a
it's going.
great fucking shoot I just did.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is. This is, of course, a shoot. So just know that. And just like I said, so any other people that say this shouldn't be happening, this is a circus show. At the end of the day, it's a fight. They want to draw money. If you're trying to get money, you want people to invest emotionally. If it's not
And
going
to
to
be
be
honest,
emotional
I don't
investing,
even think it's a circus show.
yeah, it's
Because
not.
I really think these
Mhm.
two legit hate each other.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think that's what they want to do. They want to keep putting that up, because otherwise people are going to buy a fight. If it's just nice, okay, you know what? Nothing. Oh, you know what? This is just a fight. No one's really going to get into it, invested into it. No one's going to say, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe here and there, oh, let me just see a fight. And that's it.
No,
No.
this isn't going to be a fight. This is going to be a fucking brawl.
Exactly. And that's the way that they should build it. They should present it that way. Just like anything. And wrestling fans, we watch the same thing. We're trying to watch it as a fight. We don't watch it as two individuals literally going out doing whatever. We see it and say, you know what? Hey,
No.
these two guys have something.
And if you think about it,
Mhm.
these storylines take a long time to actually develop.
That's right. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. So
Here, Owens and Cena, when
Mhm.
Owens first came up.
Yep.
How long did that storyline last before there was an actual fight? A couple
Long time.
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did that couple weeks of building up do? Gave us a
Maybe.
match of the year candidate.
That's right. It did.
And then what did the second match do?
It's another.
Built even more anticipated for the final match, which was the third.
Mhm.
And that was a match of the year candidate.
Basically, it's a progression. It's not just starts with one thing and that's it.
As much as it hurts me to say this,
Mhm.
Cena had another great rivalry right after with AJ.
Yep.
And how were those matches after that build up?
Yep. It's a phenomenon.
And not just a regular build up, 14
Yep.
years of building up.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And how was that SummerSlam match?
It's great. Fantastic. And that was probably one of the best matches of the whole night. So,
And to be honest, in all honesty,
Mhm.
I think that was top 5 matches all time.
It really was. Yeah, that's true.
I really think that was top 5 all time.
That's right.
And that's a lot of matches going into it.
That's right. That's true.
And this happened 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And we're comparing this to Steamboat and Flair.
Yeah. We're going way back to that. So think about that. It's like, it takes something to.
And guess what?
compare
That
one
wasn't
thing
a
to
5-star match, according to
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, that's right.
So you know what? Fuck you, Dave Meltzer. That was more than a 5-star match, Cena versus AJ.
That's
at
right.
SummerSlam 2016.
Mm-hmm. And that's a shoot right there, right? That is a shoot. That's a shoot right there. So just know that. Here are some wrestling podcasts. We might as well have the S stand for shoot. The Real Shooting Network. That's what we should fucking call ourselves then.
There we go.
RSN
I like it.
The Real Shooting Network. I like that. So this is the Real Shooting Network now. I'm messing. This is still the RSN Wrestling Podcast. Rich, Sal, Nick. So of course, that was just a shoot right there.
But we're shooting.
Yeah, we're shooting. That's right.
And when we shoot, we don't miss our targets.
We don't miss our targets at all. That's right. But then this is so
wow, that's a great tagline for the Real Shooting Network.
Damn, we're getting more and more creative. That's crazy. So you're gonna start seeing it. More and more taglines are gonna come out of nowhere. But of course, that's our RSN Wrestling Podcast. This is our shoot edition. You can follow us on Facebook, check out our YouTube pages. You can check out pretty much everything else there. Our Twitter page, of course, run by the big guy, Rich. And everything else like that. You can check out, of course, PWO. Don't forget that. Pro Wrestling Opinion. Great site.
And just remember, just because there's only 3 of us, but we all play a big part in this company of RSN Wrestling Podcast.
That's right. That's right. And just know that we're still going to keep going with this. So stay tuned. We're going to have some more stuff.
You may think that we all just sit here and talk. No, we promote.
Mm-hmm.
Nick does Pro Wrestling Opinion. He's 1/3 of the RSN Wrestling Podcast Facebook page. Sal is more than just the YouTube guy. He's 1/3 of RSN Facebook page. I do more than just Twitter.
That's right.
I'm the other third.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we don't post on Facebook doesn't mean nothing. We're posting on other social media standards. to
That's
try
right.
and promote more, trying to get more fans.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how that you know how we are growing?
Mm-hmm.
People are stopping while I'm walking to work. Aren't you rich from RSM podcast?
Damn, it's crazy.
I got people stopping us now,
Interesting.
recognizing our voices.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. Like I said, we're just getting started. Like I said in the beginning of the year, we're not kicking, we're not knocking, we're not just knocking the door. We're kicking that motherfucker off his hinges. So just know
We're
that's our
doing
side.
the way it's looking. We're doing more than that too.
Yeah, we are.
We're
We are.
kicking it so bad that you can't even build another door.
That's right. That's true. So just stay tuned. We have some more stuff coming on. You're gonna start seeing that. I know, Rich, you got a tagline for us, right?
We're RSN. You're not. We're out.
We're out. We'll see you guys out.